The comic book industry should really be listening to writer Gail Simone, and I'm going to tell you why. Gail Simone took to Twitter this past week and led with this quote of an idea that she has, saying, "When comic shops open back up, as we all hope they will, I would love it if DC and Marvel would ask the lawyer to step outside, have another big DC Marvel crossover." Simone tweeted, "A lot of people would love it, and it would lay the welcome mat back out in a big way." Now, to be fair to say, many things have been happening lately with this pandemic that we all thought would never be possible. So perhaps in these trying times, we may see Marvel and DC join forces for the common good once more. At least that's what we hope. Now, I would love to see this happen myself personally. I was a big fan of the Justice League and Avengers comic and the DC and Marvel comic where they mashed together characters, I believe it's called the Amalgam books for a while, where they crossed Batman and Wolverine, and we got Dark Claw. I think they crossed Captain America and Superman, and we had Super Soldier. There were a lot of great things that came out of those crossovers. She led with the hashtag Please Marvel DC and offered a few ideas like Vision Mr. Miracle by Tom King, Thor Wonder Woman by Donny Cates, and Superman Spider-Man by the great Brian Michael Bendis. Numerous other creators replied with their dream crossovers, which built momentum for the campaign and spread the idea across social media like wildfire. One of my close friends on Facebook, Mr. Tom Taylor, who's the writer of Deceased and X-Men Red, also the guy who kicked off the incredible series Injustice, want to do a Harley Quinn Deadpool team up to take down Darkseid and Thanos. I think that would be amazing. Christos Gage of Avengers Academy and the Amazing Spider-Man went for a more obscure yet no less awesome approach with Commandy and Devil Dinosaur. We also saw that the great Scott Snyder of Batman and American Vampire presented a very spot-on idea for a crossover story featuring the Dark Knight. Like the most popular Motor City t-shirt, the crossover would be Batman versus everybody. Even the DC senior editor Chris Conroy chimed in with a Gorilla Grodd Groot story. I think this is an amazing idea. It would be something that would really boost sales. It would definitely boost the comic industry, just as people going out and buying comics again, which is something that I have a huge heart for. And I think it would be a great idea. So if you're listening to this right now, what ideas would you have for crossovers? There's so much that has happened in comics here lately that I think it'd be a great idea for us to, kind of entertain and start playing around with and doing. And I think it'd be a great idea to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, welcome to Do You Speak Geek? What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Nix. Welcome to Do You Speak Geek? This is episode 22, I believe. 22 or 23. We're in 22. Yeah, this is 22. And I want to welcome you all. Again, my name is Nix. Welcome to DYSG. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the ride. If you are a long-time listener, welcome back. Glad to see you here with us listening. As always, you can follow this podcast right here at Spreaker.com or anywhere else you listen to podcasts, whether it be iTunes, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, CastBox. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find Do You Speak Geek. So go ahead and subscribe, like, listen, and tell me what you think. And if you can't hit us there, go to our social medias. Facebook at DYSG Media, Twitter at _ Do You Speak Geek, and Instagram at Do You Speak Geek. You also have opportunity to see what we're doing on YouTube. That is the place where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Subscribe, like, Hulk smash that bell for all notifications, and please leave your comments. We love to see the comments rolling in. See what you guys think. Let's speak geek.
Suit up.
I wanna be the very best.
Talk nerdy to me.
Alright, let's jump into some news here, folks, to kind of break you and tear you away from all the binge watching you're doing while you're in isolation and quarantine. I know you all are probably watching Tiger King or something crazy right now. But let's talk about some other things here. Big news right now. American box office hits 0 for the first time ever. That is crazy. The movie theater industry has already seen major changes to its standard operating procedure in the United States due to the outbreak of COVID-19. Many theaters have already closed their doors, some for as long as 12 weeks and maybe even longer. But this weekend saw perhaps the biggest milestone in terms of reporting for the theater industry, a total of 0, nothing, nada, for the entire weekend box office. Now, this was reported by Hollywood Reporter and the LA Times. This marks the first time that there was no official reporting on the weekend box office numbers since the 1994 Northridge, California earthquakes in January. It's pretty scary out here when nobody's going to the movies, people. I hate to see what's going to happen going forward, but hopefully things will get better. Also, in scarier news, well, not scarier, but just as scary news, the Xbox Series X graphics source code reportedly has been stolen and is being held for a $100 million ransom.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's a lot of coin. So a hacker has reportedly stolen the source code for the Xbox Series X graphics source code and is asking for that huge ransom, or else they'll leak the information to everyone. The hacker is said to have obtained source codes and various AMD devices, particularly the Navi 10, Navi 21, and Arden and devices. The last of those is supposedly to be connected to the upcoming Xbox Series X, which would make the information much more valuable than usual. AMD says it's aware of breach and believes the stolen information is not core to the competitiveness or security of its products, but the hacker is still threatening to release it regardless if they don't get the price they're asking for. The hacker said so it's a female, said she found it in November 2019, quote, saying, "I found AMD Navi GPU hardware source codes in a hacked computer." She said, "Then take any effect against the leak of the codes and the source for the Xbox Series X GPU in a hacked computer, and that the information that was stolen wasn't protected or properly encrypted." So basically, she picked up on someone else's slack and found out what was going on. Again, stolen information is valued at $100 million by the hacker, who said that she doesn't get it. She's gonna just leak it to everyone and everywhere possible. That right there scares me a little bit. But Microsoft, get on your game. Let's get to my favorite portion of the show, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the source wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's jump right into it. We got the DC pull list. Batman, Superman number 8. General Zod's on a mission to resurrect the bottled city of Kandor. And he's ready to... Wait a minute. Didn't Zod already do this once? Maybe he did. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure this sounds familiar. Anyway, and he's ready to obliterate anyone in his path. Deep within the ruins of the ancient temple, Ra's al Ghul's bid to save his Lazarus pits from Kryptonian chaos has brought the Dark Knight and the Man of Steel into a brawl neither expected or was prepared for. What can Batman and Superman possibly do to an army of Kandorian zombies. That is scary. Kandorian zombies. So, zombies with Superman powers. That is scary. Red Hood, outlaw number 44. When tracking down an ancient evil that can hide in anyone, Red Hood and his outlaws have to superstitiously sniff out their enemy by similarly hiding in plain sight. Are you ready for the outlaws to go undercover? The United is unlike any foe they've ever faced. So if the outlaws are going to win, they're going to need to improvise. Marvel's pull list, we got Hellions number 1, Bad is the New Good. When Krakoa opened their doors to all mutants and forgave all past crimes, they might have known they'd have to accept some of their worst foes into the fold, but they didn't plan for what they were going to do with them. Not to worry, Mr. Sinister knows what to do with troublemakers. Meet his new Hellions: Scalp Hunter, Wild Child, Empath, Nanny, Orphan Maker, Psylocke, and Havoc? Under Sinister's direction, they are sure to become productive members of a mutant society. Writers Zeb Wells and artist Steven Segovia are going to bring you the team you're going to hate to love. And we got Fantastic Four X-Men number 3, with X-Men Fantastic Four number 3. A nation of mutants' lives are at stake while Franklin Richards makes a momentous decision. Will the Fantastic Four and X-Men just stand by and allow it to happen? I mean, it's Franklin Richards. You're not going to fight this kid. I mean, come on now. Franklin Richards is the cheat code. If you're talking versus matches or who would win Marvel DC, just drop Franklin Richards and boom, the argument's over. Source Wall News, we got Marvel teasing a traitor and a major death. Now, Marvel has many up-and-coming events being created. Empire is definitely among them, especially given the wide impact it will have on the fictional universe. If the solicitation for the event's 4th issue is any indication, things are going to get particularly tense for characters involved with this event, as a betrayal cuts deep and the event claims its first casualty. For issue number 4, the premise reads, tensions mount as the action heats up. As the attack on Wakanda intensifies, the heroes find themselves under attack from their enemies and their allies. In a war where nobody can be fully trusted, betrayal cuts deep as the alien invasion claims its first casualty. Now, if you've seen this cover, we've got She-Hulk and we've got Thing. Now, nothing breeds controversy. Nothing breeds, I guess, attention like a little controversy, and nothing is more controversial than death. So I think that if they're really trying to push the She-Hulk show, she's the obvious choice here. But it may be our ever-loving blue-eyed Thing as well. So we'll see what happens. Marvel and DC's distributor to stop shipping comic books. Yeah, I'm not feeling this either, but Diamond Comic Distributors, which is the main distributor for most major U.S. publishers, both Marvel and DC, has announced plans to stop shipping new comic book deliveries to stores as of the week of April 1st. Effectively, this means comic shops will stop receiving new books for the foreseeable future. Diamond's sister company, Alliance Game Distributors, is adopting a similar policy, with both its distribution centers shutting down indefinitely on this past Tuesday. I don't like how this is going. The industry is gonna suffer for this just a little bit, but hopefully we're all staying indoors and keeping our mouths closed and taking precautions, and hopefully we will see the light at the end of the tunnel and all this. Hopefully it's not a train. Alright, let's get into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder.
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude.
I am the villain of the story.
All right, speaking of stories, there was a great story written a long time ago, and now it is becoming a TV show. Watch Chris Evans protect his son in defending Jacob. Apple TV Plus has released a trailer for its upcoming series, Defending Jacob. The series is based on the 2012 novel by William Landay. It follows Assistant District Attorney Andy Barber, who's played by Evans, whose 14-year-old son Jacob, played by Jaden Martell, is accused of murder. Michelle Dockery plays Lori, Andy's wife, and Cheryl Jones, Pablo Schreiber, and J.K. Simmons fill out the main cast. The Stark trailer sets up the dramatic storyline in which Andy and Lori attempt to clear the child's name by any cost. The series was created and written by Mark Bombach and directed and executive produced by Morton Tyldum. The show, which will run for eight episodes, debuts on April 24th on Apple TV Plus. I saw the trailer. I think this is going to be a great show. Chris Evans can do no wrong in my eyes anyway. I mean, the guy is amazing. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of things that are drawing people to Apple TV Plus. Hopefully this will be one more thing that does that. ESPN to air sports-themed Disney movies instead of sports due to the coronavirus shutdowns. With most sports leagues electing to suspend their seasons, many wondered what the worldwide leader would decide to do. Well, it turns out, according to Deadline, they opted to let it go and enlist some help from their parent company. The Rookie aired this past Friday night to make up for the Major League Baseball's Scuttle opening week. Next week, we will see Glory Road starring Josh Lucas. Funny enough, the film won an ESPY back in 2006 for Best Sports Movie, and the viewers will now see why. The network also has Miracle, Secretariat, The Greatest Game Ever Played, and Invincible lined up to play on this scheduled time. It's crazy, man. I never would have thought we would see Disney movies or Disney's sports-themed movies being played on ESPN because there's no more sports. This is getting a little depressing, but like I said, hopefully these things will go along the way and hopefully clear up here. Let's jump into some games. Thumb life.
Peace, love, and video games!
That sound like Donkey Kong.
That man is playing Galaga.
All right, Nintendo Direct Mini Broadcast. Nintendo has released a 28-minute Nintendo Direct Mini broadcast that featured such announcements as an ARMS character headed to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the release date of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and so much more. Between April 1st and April 12th, Animal Crossing New Horizons residents will be able to participate in Bunny Day in honor of Easter to find eggs hidden by Bunny visitor Zipper and craft exclusive items with them. The next day event after Bunny Day will be Earth Day in late April. While Nintendo didn't announce which characters from ARMS will be joining the fight, we know now that a character from ARMS will be joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that character has been released as of now. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition will be released on Nintendo Switch on May 29th. 2K has announced that BioShock The Collection, Borderlands Legend Collection, and XCOM 2 Collection are all headed to the Nintendo Switch on May 29th. 2003 Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy and 1999 Star Wars Episode 1 Racer are both headed to Nintendo Switch later this year. Catherine Full Body will be arriving on Nintendo Switch on July 7th. And the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order expansion, has also been released. The new edition adds the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom as playable characters and a new story campaign. In other news, there's a cool little survey that came out recently. The survey says Superman is the most popular superhero in the USA. The study, conducted in advance of the opening of the Avengers campus attraction at Disneyland's California Adventure Park, and it measured the favorite superheroes, villains, and comic book universe of respondents. Now, according to the survey, America's top 10 favorite superheroes from 1 to 10, start at 10, we got Wolverine, Black Panther, Captain America, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. Your top 5 are Iron Man, Captain America, Batman, Spider-Man, and number 1 we got Superman. Agree or disagree? We'll see. America's top 10 favorite villains, starting at number 10 we got Loki, at number 9 Mystique, number 8 Harley Quinn, number 7 the Penguin, number 6 Magneto, way too low on that list personally. Number 5, Lex Luthor. Number 4, Thanos. Number 3, Venom. Number 2, Catwoman. And number 1 is the Joker. The top 5 superpowers that Americans most want. At 33% tying up, we have superhuman intelligence and superhuman strength. Tying at 35% at 2 and 3, we have healing and time travel. And the number 1 would be invisibility. I guess that would be to be invisible, to go out and hang out and do things that we can't do now because we're all quarantined. Also, we've got more data that shows up in that survey as well too. According to some fans, Marvel is favored over DC by 33% versus 17%, and Avengers are their favorite superhero team. 64% of people responded to identify as fans, while 48% enjoy watching superhero movies. So they're not really fans, they just enjoy watching these movies. 32% of respondents have attended a fan convention and state that the 3 best things about going to cons are: 1, seeing new unreleased content, the merchandise and things being sold, and talking to other fans. I would love to conduct a survey myself like this. I think I may do that someday. Just to kind of, have a little thing going for DYSG, a little survey. What you guys think? Would you do my survey? Huh? Would you do it? I knew you would. Well, people, that is all the time I have for now. Like I said, please go subscribe to the podcast. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the videos, like the podcast episodes, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that bell for all notifications. Please go out and look out for the Daddy and Dono show. It is definitely coming soon, and we will be looking out for you all to see that. As always, my time is up here. My name is Nix. The motto is always, love to play, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?